Hello, hello, hello. I'm back. I'm working on this again. I had dinner. Sun's out of my eyes now. And took care of my daughter. Got her dinner. So, yeah, now we're just going to continue right where we left off, which was filling this in for this thing. Let's see. Okay, there's my mouse. Let's do it. Yeah, I think color scheme's pretty okay. I mean, it's just a primary color scheme. I did darken the red a little. And I darkened the blue a little from pure blue and pure red. Yeah, we'll have this huge one be yellow. Now let's try blue. Let's try working with blue a little bit. So yeah, we had chili for dinner. It was good. Waiting for someone to come into chat and play with me. If you were not part of the last chat, this is for the city of Brighton is having an art contest for their electrical boxes where they want to put artwork on their electrical boxes. And so they have very strict rules about, nothing political, nothing offensive, nothing, that could represent someone in a negative way. Some people consider positive portrayals of people as negative portrayals of other people. It gets complicated. So rather than dealing with all of that, I am submitting abstracts. So they don't mean anything. I guess this one is the colors of the Colorado flag. That's what it means. But the other ones I've made don't mean anything. Okay. Yeah, I'll do blue. And then I'll fill in the other colors. That way I end up doing more blue than any of the other colors. I don't know, maybe I'll do some sections that are more yellow or not. It's okay if the blue touches, because there's so much blue in the flag. Trying not to have red touch itself too much. Okay if yellow touches. I can hear my daughter playing in there. It's cute. She didn't want to eat chili for dinner, so she got strawberries. Just some chill music. Mark Zink has joined the channel. Hi, Mark Zink. You're welcome to say hi. You don't have to, but you're welcome to if you'd like. Mm-hmm.
Oh, Jeffrey.
There we go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. My name is Ian Ray. I was giving you a call from Sunscape Solar. How are you doing tonight?
Let's do the big one here.
Oh, okay. You changed your mind about solar? No worries, my friend. I'll take you off the list then, okay? No worries.
There we go. Yeah, in fact, this little one's going to be that color. There we go. Nope. How's that looking? How is that looking? Oh, it's gonna take forever to do this. I guess that's why you just kind of find chill music and do it. Not a fan of AI. Not going to use AI to do my art. Never looks quite right.
Well, that's what I'm trying to do. I got your information and everything. I'm not being super late for you. I just want to go on over it and see if you might have some time to actually do that.
There we go.
Oh, of course. Yeah, let's have it work for you in the afternoon, the morning, the evening. We'll do what's for you best. Perfect. All right, I'll get you in here. And then, is this your cell phone? Perfect. I'll just send you a quick little text as a reminder.
Okay, we'll do this.
And I'll send you pictures.
Do this. Kind of going every 2 or so in this tiny little area here.
Thank you, Norman. You take care. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.
There we go. Just a couple lines. No cat in cat cam. I should probably go grab one. Okay, that's a pretty good section for blue. There we go. Yeah. Let's working on weird patterns. Here, let's do this. Let's shrink me down. I don't need to be that big. Edgy Human was heading for bed. He was playing around earlier, but I saw him on The Sims 4. He'd stopped in earlier. There we go. It's pretty good. No, that breaks my rules. Okay. Yeah, I think the magic formula is doing blue first because then I get more distribution of it. I should just start randomly coloring in the middle and then just kind of have it meet up. Just for funsies, let's try something. Might as well. Come on. Okay, how are we doing?
Archie. Archie. Say hi, Archie. Just nice and easy. Go slow and don't yell. Tell him just pat him like this. He likes that. Okay. Well, he won't be needy if you're nice to him. He won't be needy if you're nice to him. Let me pick you up. Okay. Come on. Okay. So. Down. That way you're nice and warm. You'll be warm, right? Which one watch? You want that? You already saw it? No. You watch that one? Watch that one? Watch Ryan Pro? You want to watch Chippendale? No? You want Grizzly and the Lemmings? Pink Panther? What about Pink Panther? Oh, there we go, Mickey Mouse. Watch this one, the Lemmings. Wait, the Lemmings one? All right.
All right.
So I have tried to catch up on my work.
Yep.
I have. Is anybody listening right now?
I got one person watching.
Okay, can you mute it for me?
Yeah, I can mute it. Yeah, give me a second. All right, I'm just gonna draw.
can talk.
Yeah. It's funny. There was a Amazon shop, and it'll scan you on your way out, right? And they were touting it as this huge thing of like, wow, look what AI can do. But it was just a bunch of poor people in India that were meticulously tallying up what was in your basket. So by the time you left, they had your receipt ready. So they just put the cashiers on cameras.
Yeah.
Like no AI was actually involved, and they were like touting it as like, this great advancement in AI technology. It wasn't AI technology. Yeah. I hit the wrong thing.
Oh no.
Can you bring me a cat for cat cam?
Yes. Hold on. Let's see if I can find it.
Come on. Come on.
Never mind.
No, I'm saying come on to my computer. Like I said, I hit the wrong thing. It's trying to fill something. It's trying to fill all the white lines with more white. And it doesn't need to do that, but I accidentally clicked on the wrong thing, so.
Here you go. There's kitty cat.
Yeah, thank you. There we go. Now we got a cat on cat cam.
You wanna lay down, buddy? You wanna lay down?
Okay, undo.
Oh, there we go. Dear sticky cat.
All right.
There's cat cam. See? There we go. Good boy. So yeah, weird. Good day. Okay, everything's good. Lots of work done. Lots of just random tasks getting filled out and done.
But that's good.
Yeah. So.
Oh, Shy Hermit Crab, are you around? Okay, is that everything? Any other black? All right. We're going to save it. Oh, I lost. Hi. I realized I have no cat in cat cam, so I'm going to turn that off. Yeah, I just finished this design. There is an electrical box design contest for the city of Brighton in Colorado. Due date's tomorrow. And so this is my first design. I do not have a Snapchat, no. But thank you for asking. Yeah, let's see, okay. I'm gonna save it, and then what I will do is I'll save this, and then I will open up the TIFF I just made. I appreciate it, but I'm really not. I don't wear makeup. I'm wearing t-shirt and jeans. You know, I'm a mom. It says so in my profile. Like, there's a lot about me that's not that sexy. I went to the gym today, you know. I was pretty smelly when I came back from the gym. That ain't sexy. Oh, but my boobs are big. But my boobs are big. I see. Well, I'll tell you this, okay? Is looks fade. You better have a personality, and boobs will eventually hit rock bottom. No, ain't gonna happen. No, that if you want a cam girl on Twitch, there's plenty of them, but I'm not one of them. I draw. I occasionally play video games, but no, I don't show tits and ass. So have at it. Enjoy yourself. Good on you and stuff. I judge not for enjoying the tits and ass, but it's just not me. Nah. It's nice to want things. Yeah, it's nice to want things. Let's see. Image resolution. Pixels, 30,000. Yeah, there's plenty of sexy girls out there that, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna tell you to you straight. And I ain't one of them. If you continue like this, I'm gonna ban you, dude. You know, I have the power to do such things. So all right. Yeah, it's got to save. It's got to do its thing. All right, awesome. And we're going to close that. We are not going to save it. And I do have, let's see, we've been going for an hour. I do have a script I need to read. Let's look that up. Where is my script from Randall? Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay. The Omakiverse. Let's do this. Let's zoom in a little bit so that we can actually read the thing. Okay. Omakiverse, Cold Chronicles, Chapter 1, on the screen. Not so distant future, the governing body known as the Impact has total control over how people live, act, and think. But a small group has begun to break out into space of free thought and action, or as they call it, the Omakiverse. Darkness, disjointed voices as the screen flickers to life. Interior precinct interrogation room. Oh, hi, Aston Martin. How are you? The chat history. Yeah. Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. Yeah. Yeah, he's like, but I want you. I'm like, nah, there's plenty of cam girls. You know, go find one of them. I'm not one of them. I'm okay. I just finished some design work. Let me pull up. I'll pull up the JPEGs.
Why are you following me around like I'm gonna give you food?
Okay, so I'll open up the JPEGs. But these are the 3 designs for the city of Brighton. So I'm going to finish filling that out tonight. I'm going to at least read the script for the Omakiverse tonight because that's on my things to do list. But tomorrow we're probably going to start on our sketches for that movie poster. So this is design number 3. This is design number 2. And so these black spaces are where the corners of the box are. So then that way it, it's planned for the box. And then this is the first one. The first one's my favorite. The first one was fun to draw. And then the first one, this one right here, and then this one wrap. So the ends actually wrap. And the colors match up and everything. I made sure that the colors matched up. And so, yeah, that's what I did there. But I do have some. Oh, thank you. Oh, you like the second one? Really? Oh, thank you. That's sweet of you. Okay, so here, what are we going to do? We're going to do A4. We'll do it at 300 resolution in case it's printed. Ooh, that's not what I wanted at all. No, I did it the wrong way. Okay, new. All right, do A4 and then why is it this orientation? There. Okay, A4. Much better. Now I'm in my zone. Yeah, all those are real nice. I actually really love the second one a lot. Thank you. Okay, so yes, so we're gonna do this, and then we were reading the Omakiverse. So a friend of mine, Randall, has commissioned me to draw a movie poster for his little short film. And so it's only 8 pages. I'm going to try and read the script tonight. Every time I've tried to read the script, it's pretty hokey. It's not bad, but it's money. So a girl needs to eat. And so, yes, we're going to start this again. Okay, the Omakiverse, Cold Chronicles, Chapter 1. On the screen, not so distant future, the governing body known as the Impact has total control over how people live, act, and think. But a small group has begun to break out into a space of free thought and action, or as they call it, the Omakiverse. Darkness, disjointed voices as the screen flickers to life. Interior precinct interrogation room, a well-groomed female interrogator. Okay, well-groomed female interrogator. Okay. Well-groomed female interrogator. So we'll say groomed female interrogator. Okay. And then we'll say woman power suit. Let's see. Okay, so what I'm looking at right now, so I'm thinking like something like this. Does he have an actual reference from the film or just a script? Just a script. Just a script. There's no actors. There's nothing. What he's trying to do is just throw an image on top of the script to try and sell the script. And the guy owns a company that does... that's funny. Yeah. So he owns a company that does like polar bear jumps into water. You know what I'm talking about? Where like they'll get into super cold icy water and then they'll go into a sauna and then they'll go back and forth between the two, but it's like jumping into the icy water. Is like he runs camps and he runs like retreats and stuff for corporations, for individuals, for artists, that kind of thing, and of this company. And so he is applying this concept of like being blasted into another universe to this movie. And so he's basically doing this movie as like an advertisement kind of for his company, kind of for the idea of his company, because he loves that idea of jumping into water and then you're in a new universe. And so yeah, I'm thinking I want something professional. So we'll say professional woman power suit. Pretty good. Let's see. Well-groomed female interrogator, late 30s, seated across from a weathered detective, Corey Cycle, late 40s, a bandage above his bruised eye. Okay, so weathered detective and a female investigator. So well-groomed female investigator. Oh, this chick has the confidence, but she's not wearing the outfit. So I'm thinking like, what if I type this in? Well-groomed female investigator. If I can spell investigator. Oh, look at that. That's like perfect. Oh, I go on to stock photo websites all the time. Free Photo is a really good one because their photos are opened up to Creative Commons licenses. So if you end up using their images and stuff like that, as long as you give them credit, if you're making money from it, you're relatively okay with that. I haven't run into any problems with that. But what I like to do with Google is use their algorithm to kind of pull up images. And as you can see, Alamy here is a stock site. And so Google will look at Alamy, they'll look at stock photo, they'll look at free photo. And so they'll draw from all of those. I don't need... I usually use Pexels. I always use good. I always find good reference in Creative Commons. Oh, very cool. Yeah, I don't care if there's watermarks on them because I'm just using it as reference. I'm not using it as like the image. If I see, there are a lot of these though of this girl, aren't there? Would be. Right, I feel. There are a lot of that girl, and she does kind of fit the bill. It's going to be $300 for the poster, which is not that much for a movie poster. So I think I'm just going to use this chick as my female investigator. So we're going to pull her over here for reference. And then We'll add a sketch layer. And then so because I'm working at 300 DPI, I'm going to try and treat this like a page, right? And so where did my well-groomed female investigator go? There she is. Okay. It's interesting that that's the chick who comes up, and I'm looking at it, and it's the real photos. They're not just stock, or they're not AI, which I have to be careful of these days. Yeah. Yeah, I've been asked to interview for an AI documentary, not on how it's going to affect artists in the animation industry and stuff. But I'm a comic artist, and it affects me as well. So let's see what we're going to do. Yeah, they're plagiarism programs. They really are. Okay, we're gonna have our little gun thing there, and then I haven't drawn in a while. I'm gonna do this. I mean, not like real drawing. I've been doing the kind of the design stuff in my sketchbook. The designy things. Okay. Let's do this. Yeah, I saw, I've seen very similar stuff. I've been staying pretty on top of it. Here, we'll do this. Give her a little sparkle in her eye. And so I think the guy that hired me to do this poster is looking for like a Drew Struzan type image. And so as wonderful as Drew Struzan is, and as great of an artist I am not Drew Struzan. And I don't know if my style of art is going to be what he expects. And if you don't know who Drew Struzan is, Google him right now. He's amazing. He is my favorite living artist. The man is still alive. And he's retired now. The last movie he did artwork for. Oh, good. You should. But he's done a lot of posters. Most of the ones for Star Wars, and he did all the posters for Harry Potter and like a million movies in the 80s. Okay. Yeah, it's good that you know who Drew Struzan is. Let's see. And that's my daughter. You know, it's funny. This shirt that this chick is wearing in this image, you know, she's supposed to look all professional and stuff, but the shirt's like 2 sizes too small for her. You know, so she looks sexy. So she's a sexy investigator. But yeah, I'm totally going for the trope. Okay, we'll do this, we'll do that, like that. We'll get some, just a hint of elbow there. Hi, baby girl. Are you having fun? You better not be torturing the cats. Yeah. Well, see, one thing that's kind of interesting about dressing well is if you want to dress well, you get your clothes tailored. That's that's what it comes down to. The reason why rich people look so good is because they have tailors that take in pants and bring up seams, and then that way you don't look like a slob because everything, you know, fits you nice. That's the trick. It costs money to get things tailored. When off the rack clothing started in this country, you know, it was revolutionary because people used to have, you know, everybody used to have their clothes tailored, whether you were rich or poor. And off the rack clothing allowed you to be able to just go down to the department store and pick up a new piece of clothing, you know, that would fit you. It may not fit you well, but it fit you. And, you know, while it helped a lot, it allowed rich people to kind of be able to identify poor people because of how they dress, you know. And so it's a subtle little thing, but you know, if someone's like their clothes fit really nice, it's because they've had them tailored. So yeah, that's what it literally comes down to for dressing nice, is having your stuff tailored. You know, and if you have nice clothes and you get it tailored, you know, it's like if you gain weight or you lose weight or something, you know, it might be you know, you might have to get it retailored. But if you're pretty consistent with your weight, you know, it's a good investment. I mean, it's a good investment overall. You know, it is going to make you better. The OG one? Yeah, that's Drew Struzan. He did the original Star Wars posters. That was one of his first gigs in Hollywood, was the Star Wars posters. I thought I had splatter. Yeah, there it is. Oh, I got a cat and cat cam now. Let's turn that on. There he is. There's his fat butt. Here's my fat butted cat. I read a meme the other day that was like, I'm not about fat shaming, except for when it's my fatty McFat fat cat, who's a chonkameaties, and that's this boy here. Yeah, it's like we don't fat shame in this house unless it's the fatty McFat fat cat. Okay. Are you still trying to find the original Star Wars poster? It's a specific sketch that didn't make it into the final one. Yeah. No, Drew Struzan was so involved in the early promotion of Star Wars that the very first San Diego Comic-Con in 1976, the year before Star Wars came out, had a panel about Star Wars where they had Mark Hamill and Carrie Fisher and Harrison Ford and everybody show up to talk about it. But like the film wasn't even finished being filmed yet, but Mark Hamill was huge into comic books and he's like, nah, this would be great. And everybody else was just kind of like just doing it because the promoters told them to do it. But there was a hand painted sign for Star Wars at that 1976 San Diego comic book convention. And that hand painted sign was painted by Drew Struzan. So it's like he was involved from the beginning. Tom Young. Okay. Is that the name of the artist? Yeah, McQuarrie also did a bunch of early drawings for Star Wars too. So you're sure it's not a McQuarrie piece?
Ow!
Okay, good. That's not what I wanted. I feel like she needs a shading layer, but I don't want to go too deep into it. Nah. Nice. Plan 9 from Outer Space, Dr. Zhivago, Gone with the Wind, The Omen, and Lord of the Rings, 1978. Nice. Okay, I don't want tint. $45. I'll do this. Okay, so I'm going to put it down, and just like a zip tone, I'm going to erase it where I don't need it. Yeah. Yeah. That's a really good point about it not having to rely on the likenesses. I mean, a lot of that stuff was made before they even knew who each character was going to play. Or each actor, which actor was going to play which character. Ah, that's kind of cool. I'll do this. Oh, yeah. It's not done. No, I'm still cleaning it up. fact, we're gonna clean that up even more. In fact, let's see. Yeah, we'll have this, like that. Okay, and then let's see, we'll pull out some highlights down here. I'll do this.
Hey, let me go get your mama. Go ahead, go get your-
Okay.
Go get your mama. Come on, go get your mama.
Yeah, my daughter, she didn't take a nap today, so she's a little tired. So you hear her going, "Baba, I want my Baba. I cannot sleep without my bottle." Okay. And let's see. Um, Let's see. Oh, wow. He did a really great promo piece for the man with the golden gun. Yeah, 007. Yeah. Two things that Bond has always been like excellent at is they have been great posters and great music. Oh, good for you. Finding all the Bond films for $20 on Blu-ray. Yeah. I Bond, Ian loves the Bond movies. I find them a little silly. I admit that GoldenEye was probably my first introduction to Bond. Kind of like how everyone has their first Doctor with Doctor Who. Pierce Brosnan was my first Bond. Yeah, 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 like Ian Fleming. Yeah. And it's funny because Ian Fleming lived the life of one of his supervillains. Well, I appreciate you having traditional media in general. Oh yeah, he did. He in World War II. Uh, he was one of the founders of M5, I want to say. Oh, hi OG12. Nice to see you. Yeah, don't mind me. I'm just I'm drawing sexy investigators. Sexy, well-dressed investigators. I am currently living in Denver. Brosnan was your first Bond by the way of video games, but my favorite Bond is George Lazenby. Was that the one that was like the unofficial Bond? Because I know they made like an unofficial Casino Royale, like in the '60s to try and capitalize on the Bond fame of the time. No, he was after Connery. Ah, okay, I see. Yeah, so he was only a Bond once for one movie, for one adventure. That's funny. Let's see. Let's do this. And then we'll do that. And we'll block that in. Okay, like that. Let's give her a nice butt. Here's her little pockets. Her little non-existent girl pockets. Because apparently, even if you're in uniform, you can't get pockets in girl clothes. Yeah, she's wearing like these sexy, sexy pants. Like, come on. There's no female detective that dresses this way. This is like a television detective. Well, I find it interesting how they tried to kind of justify in the Daniel Craig Bonds why like the name continues. It's like it's his name, but it's like not his name. It's still a code name. I don't know. I think it's interesting. I saw a meme the other day that was attributing Bond to being a doctor, or from Gallifrey, I should say. do that. Hmm. An anthology. Yeah, they don't really feel separate, and they do kind of reference each other once in a while. I think it's the one with Dr. No. I think that's the villain, the guy who had like the scar, and then he had like the white outfit that Dr. Evil was kind of based on. He was bald. He had a cat. Anyway, there's a scene where there's explosions going off in that movie, and the cat, the like cat, like not the character cat, but like the actual cat is freaking out because of the explosions. And so the actor just kind of grabs onto the cat in order to finish the rest of the scene and stuff. And and he's holding on to this cat and stuff. And he did that so that the cat wouldn't scratch him up and get away and stuff. But it adds to his character, the fact that he's just holding on to this cat as it's freaking out from the explosions going on in the scene. Hot take, I really don't like Dr. No. Is that the one, Dr. No? I don't know. I'm not a oh shoot. I did all that on the wrong layer. Oh well. Yeah, I did all that on the wrong layer. Oops. I'll do this. So we'll do this. We'll cut all that out. We'll cut it out at the edges. Oops. Let's do this. Oops. I don't want it that deep. All right, is there any more of this chick? Yeah, this chick did a whole photo shoot of her sexy posing. She's sexy posing. Yeah, so it's like she's like sexy posing in these. No, that's probably pretty good for like just kind of giving him the idea. And I'm sure I can find her again if I need to. Okay. So the next one is Weathered Detective Corey Cycle, late 40s. Okay. Weathered Detective. Survey says weathered detectives look like they're from the 1940s. Maybe I should say weathered 70s detective. Well, of course, Columbo would come up as a weathered 70s detective. Forgotten cop shows. Yeah, let me say, let's see, old detective. Let's see, old 80s detective. We're still in Columbo territory. You think of Robert Sack in Unsolved Mysteries? Ooh, Robert Sack. Yes, there is a cat. There is a cat camera. Yes, I have a cat cam. Yes, this is Archimedes and cat cam. I have a second cat here who's walking around, who I guess decided that they didn't want to jump in cat cam because cat cam was already taken up. You can kind of see him walking back there. Sometimes he's right here, but yeah. So, okay, you're thinking Robert Sack. Robert Sack? I don't think. Is it Stack? Oh, Stack. Okay, with the T. Yes, Robert Stack. Yes, I was like, wait a second. Oh my! Look at young Robert Stack. Oh my! Look at young Robert Stack there. Like, that is a little younger than what I'm looking for, but I think probably like a mid-aged Robert Stack is probably pretty good for grizzled detective. Weathered detective Corey Cycle, late 40s, a bandage above his bruised eye. So yeah, let's see. This is about the era of Robert Sack that I'm used to. Which is probably around 50s. So yeah, I'm thinking a little younger than that. But yeah, that was a great suggestion. Let's do that. Here, young Robert Stack. Okay. And let's do this as Pluto's so awesome. Well-groomed female interrogator. Okay. And then all this goes in here. Bam. And now we can turn her off. Okay. Let's do this. Let's drop some Robert Stacks. see, yeah, Pluto's awesome. Unsolved Mysteries is a good watch. Forensic Files is one of my go-tos, and I'm a personal fan of the Judge Judy channel, as well as I think it's Judge Nosy, because they have People's Court. Lately we've been watching a lot of Cheers and Frasier. So yeah, Pluto is definitely watched in our house. Yeah, the first 48 was interesting. See, 48 Hours, when it first aired, did what the first 48 is doing now, right? Where it was, a story breaks, and then they followed what happened for those 48 hours. And then 48 Hours turned into something closer to like 60 minutes, where it was more investigator. Oh, don't watch the new one. Yeah, don't watch the new one. Frasier is it's well written. If you know anything about television, there was a show called Taxi. The new Frasier is bad. Yeah, it's not written well. So there was a show called Taxi back in the 70s, and it had an amazing cast. It had an amazing writing staff. The crew that built the sets were just, everybody was just on board simpatico, and they made a lot of money for the network. So when Taxi ended, they went to basically the same writers, the same producers and everything. They said, make me another show. And so they made Cheers. So it was the same behind the scenes people, same writing staff, same producers, the different actors. But for the most part, it had the same feel as Taxi. And so it did well. It made the network a lot of money. And then they said, okay, now that Cheers is done, let's make another show, that's going to make us money. And so what they did is they realized that Frasier was a really popular character on Cheers. And so they just made a spinoff of Cheers, and that was Frasier. And so, again, same writing staff, same producers, same behind-the-scenes people making the sets and everything like that. And so they had this crew working for almost 30 years for NBC on their NBC Thursday night lineup, and making money for NBC. And so the new Frasier doesn't have that crew. It doesn't have the same writers. It doesn't have the same sensibilities, and it's missing Niles. And the actor that played Martin passed away a while ago, so they couldn't have Martin again. That makes sense. But David Hyde Pierce didn't want to ruin what they'd already made, which was already very good, and he felt like they ended it in a good spot and stuff, so he didn't return his Niles. And it's not the same thing without Niles. It's supposed to, and if you follow the storyline of Frasier, if you go all the way back to Cheers, if you go all the way back to Cheers, Frasier was introduced because Diane and Sam stopped dating, and Diane ran into Frasier and was going to marry him and left him at the altar. And so he was like, just totally blown away, and basically kept, oh, little stretch. Oh, yeah, for this guy, little stretch. And so the character basically, was drinking himself into a hole in the bar in Cheers, and then ran into Lilith, married her, and Lilith is an interesting character, and they had the child Frederick together, and so they end up getting divorced on Cheers because she cheats on him with one of her coworkers, and with like who Lilith was and stuff like that. It's like it's kind of funny that's happened. And so again, he like crawls into a bottle and stuff like that, and gets healthier with the help of his friends from Cheers. And so when they started the show Frasier, they started him in a new city, which was Seattle, and they basically had to give him history there. And so even though on Cheers he had said his father had died, they brought his father back to life. Even though he said he was an only child, they made a brother, and they gave him all this contact. But they rarely had Frederick on the show because Frederick lived with Lilith in Boston. And so when we're talking about Frasier. And so when they made the new Frasier show, they had Frasier go to Boston to try and connect with Frederick, who is now a fireman. Retcon? Yeah, it really is. Yeah, so the new Frasier is trying to pick up where the old Frasier left off, with him trying to connect with the son, but the writing's not there. It's just not, the jokes aren't landing. The characters aren't very interesting. Big retcon energy. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And so Frasier, though, what made it work, what made Frasier work, the first one, was that Frasier and Niles got in their own way. You know, it was their hubris that made them human. And so they would have, you know, these ideas or you know, expectations or something, and then, you know, nothing would be good enough to their expectations. And so that's why yeah, they were always getting in their own way. Ian, could you check on her?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to go to sleep.
I'm sorry, but you know, I'm still working.
Yes, honey, what's the matter? Okay, I'm going back to bed.
Okay. Yeah, let's do this. It depends on how the retcon's done. You know, if it's done poorly, I'm not a fan of it. It's a retcon? Not always. You know, sometimes they had that planned from the beginning. I think what makes it interesting is that it turned Frasier into a liar. Yeah, it turned Frasier into a liar. You know, it's like, well, why didn't you tell me that you had a brother? You know, yeah. So here, since we're talking about retcons, the Kelvin timeline of Star Trek, which is Chris Pine and I'm trying to think who else. Carl Urban as McCoy, and then you have gosh, I can't even think of the actors right now. I'm trying to think of Scotty. Oh my gosh, he was on Spaced, like a level of his movies. Shaun of the Dead. I just followed on Instagram. Your art is so cool. Good. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, right. Well, thank you. I try and be cool. I wasn't cool in high school. I'll tell you that. I was a nerd. I still have nerd cred. Someone was talking about that earlier, about me having nerd cred. I feel like if he's a grizzled detective, I should make his hair longer. Yeah, I feel like if he's a grizzled detective, I should make his hair. Okay. Dysmorphic feelings. Yeah, dysmorphia sucks. Yeah, he needs more wrinkles than that. Yeah, I'll feel like, let's see, should he have, if he has a band-aid over his eye, then we should probably give him a black eye, huh? And then see this. There it goes, and then maybe it'll make sense to you. I feel like a bad drawing. You know, everyone kind of goes through that. It's something that, you know, is just gonna hit you once in a while. Artists go through it all the time. I think artists probably go through it more than others. And, you know, it just feels like you can't do anything good enough. You can't, like, you know, you're the problem. Like, you are convincing people to like you, even though you're a bad person, you feel like, and all of that. And you have to understand that all that is just lies that your brain tells itself to justify why you feel bad. And you might have a brain imbalance like I do, where I had to go and talk to a psychiatrist, psychologist, therapist, everything like that, and get on medications to help. It could be just a simple funk, but it's a perfectly normal feeling, and everyone goes through it once in a while. Oh, then you already are down that train. Yeah, lithium. I took lithium. Yeah, it's that one didn't work well for me. It's not a bad drug, but different drugs handle different things differently, and lithium was just not a good one for me personally. I couldn't tell you the amounts that I take because I don't have that memorized, but I do take. I take Lexapro for anxiety. I take risperidone for my bipolar. I take Wellbutrin for my depression, and then I take Adderall for my ADHD. And then there's also a stress and iron pill I take because, you know, it helps. Yeah. Oh, have you tried risperidone? Have you tried risperidone? Yeah, one of the first medications that I was ever put on, see, I was diagnosed with my bipolar in college. And so, it it was probably not the best time for me in my life. I wasn't doing well and stuff. And so they prescribed for me um Lamictal originally, and I ended up developing Steven Johnson's rash with that. So I wasn't able to take it anymore. And so also when I first got diagnosed with bipolar, I got diagnosed as type 2, and later on they re-diagnosed it. Yeah. Yeah, it's I feel like because everybody has a different body chemistry, something that might work great for one person doesn't work that well for other people. I'm sorry to hear about your dad not taking responsibility for his own bipolar and stuff, but I feel like if he's grizzled, he should I feel like if he's grizzled, he should have like longer hair, right? Oh, no. It's no, shaming would be, man, my dad, he sucks, blah blah blah, but just stating a fact is stating a fact. My mom definitely has some kind of mood disorder, and she refuses to acknowledge it. And she refuses to go see therapy. She doesn't think she needs it. She's afraid that the quote unquote therapist will think she's crazy. And so, yeah, I know for a fact my mom could probably benefit from therapy. I think that while drugs are a wonderful tool, they are not a be all end all. And, you still need to do the hard work. You still need to go and talk to someone and make sure that you're not off kilter in your thinking. Yeah, he's got a shiner. That's what it says in the script. So let's give him some roughage. Shiner stack. I'll do this. So he has like if he's grizzled, he's going to have like a 5 o'clock shadow. Right? I hope so. He's supposed to be like grizzled, so. Let's see. How does this look? Doesn't really look like Robert Stack anymore since I gave him the shiner. But he needed the shiner because that's what the script entailed. And so I got good sketch for him, good sketch for her. Back to the Omaki-verse. Let's see, my job. Okay, bandage above his bruised eye. Hefty guard in a business suit and sunglasses watches from the corner with a shit-eating grin. Do I need the hefty guard? I don't think so. Okay, disjointed voices are clearly heard now. Detective, my job was to locate them and submit a report, which I did. Interrogator, your job was to neutralize the threat. Instead, you let them go free. I'm a detective, not an assassin. You should have sent one of your animals there, not me. He motions towards the guards. She flips through the case file. You mentioned something you call the Omakiverse. Who or what is the Omakiverse? Detective, you wouldn't understand. Well, the great benefactor understands. He understands these parasites. It's more of a southern accent. He understands these parasites to be criminal obsessed with witchcraft, breathing tricks, and some bizarre ritual with cold water. The great benefactor is mistaken. The guard delivers a fist into the detective's gut, causing him to reel back in pain. I might need the guard. Might need to draw the guard. Come on, you can do better than that. The great benefactor is watching after all. Detective motions towards the security camera. The pissed off guard pounces again, but the detective slips him and tattoos the guard's face into the table. Don't telegraph so much. He shoves the dazed guard stumbling back into the corner. Cut 2, interior high-end office. An older man drains whiskey. Okay, an older man. I guess I need to draw an older man. He's leader of the controlling state power, aptly named The Impact. His title, which he came up for himself, the Great Benefactor. A black orb with a red dot in the center is seated next to him. This is AI. The Great Benefactor motions towards the interrogation display on the monitor in the center of the room. This Omakiverse has to be made extinct along with that traitor detective. Okay, what would be the voice of the AI? Let's see. The detective forest was reported deceased 8 months ago, 5 days to 7 hours ago. Perhaps this compromises his judgment. Okay, great benefactor. And you didn't think to bring this up with when you suggested him for the job, you tin toilet pot? Based on his records, he is the best investigative operative in the force. He was the logical choice. Wait, I totally imagine the AI as Kenny all grown up. Jackass. Let's see. The Commissioner Troop and Happiness has increased monitoring of all suspects' communications, increased reduction quotas, double detention time of suspected collaborators. Also ration ice. If they want cold baths, we'll give them heat. Agreed. Okay. And if this okay, I can't do the voice anymore. If this Omakiverse spreads and people start thinking for themselves, you know what we'll have on our hands? A free-thinking society? You're goddamn right. That means no more impact, no more control. Everything we've built crumbles. Interior, interrogation room. Interrogation leans back in her chair, chuckling. What's so funny? She slides. Seductively close. Seductively close. Interrogator whispering, I'm just wondering how they broke the hard-nosed detective Corey's cycle. Messages, bubble baths, a subtle breath on the nape of the neck. Stop flirting, you're not my type. A flash of rejection pierces her usual coolness. She taps the case file. Apparently Sunflower's your type. That's what they call the Omakiverse leader, correct? More like a guide. A guide, how quaint. She slaps the table. Enough bullshit. How did you find them? How are they attracted followers? How did they do that? What did they do that's so bloody wonderful? Detective taps the reporter. Tell you again, speak the speech. I pray you. I followed a lead to the old warehouse in the Oroiga district. There, I encountered them. Ironically, the concept of being new when jumping into cold water is more eurythmics to me. Nah, I swear I can read. Let's see, montage begins as he speaks the last lines. Throbbing music propels as an intense emotional chain reacts of imagery. Montage, interrogator shouting at detective is peppered through the montage. Who are these traitors? What did they give you to betray us? Where do we find this Sunflower? Scene of detectives confronting Omakiverse rebels and meeting Sunflower 30's attractive. Okay, so Sunflower 30's attractive. Yeah, no kidding. Detective draws his pistol on the rebels. Sunflower motions for her cohorts to stand down. No need for that. We're not resisting. She steps to cycle and he lowers his weapon. She has a peaceful, almost hypnotic energy. She slides out his pendant necklace, looks at him deeply. Keep the love, surrender the pain. She slips out a similar pendant necklace around her neck, showing him. He recoils. Who? What are you? Question isn't what am I, it's what are you? Care to find out? Back to montage. Slowly, his sadness surfaces to the screen. An image detective having visions of happy days with his wife, smiling at the beach, cooking at home, making love. He touches the same pendant necklace around her neck. Cascade of images now showing all the parties. Great benefactor scowls at the screen. Interrogator shouting at detective. Close up of detective interplaying with various images of his wife getting sicker than on her deathbed. Ice cube cascading into a tub of water. Breathworks training. Detective engages in both as music crescendos. Interrogator, they must be stopped, destroyed. Detective in ice bath, reliving, then releasing his inner turmoil. The ice bath also carried the symbol of the Omakiverse. Imagine images of him holding his dying wife's hand as she looks at him, hand him her pendant necklace. She says, "Keep the love, surrender the pain." Takes her last breath as she drops to her knees, head in hands. Interior precinct room. The fed up interrogator gathers her things. "We don't need you, detective. We'll find the Omakiverse and crush this movement." Shoots up, leans in towards the detective. "You think the impact and the great benefactor are scared of a bunch of lunatics doing breathing tricks and jumping into ice water." She sucks towards the door, but his words stop her. "What they're jumping into is a free mind and body. The Omakiverse is freedom, freedom from impact, control to everything we do. Don't think and say from the great benefactor and from people like you, even freedom from ourselves." He touches the pendant necklace around his neck, looks directly at the security camera and back to her. "Detective, so yes, I think you are scared and you should be." Cut to interior high-end office. The great benefactor and AI watch the monitor as detective stares at them. Despite the bravado, a streak of worry crosses the great benefactor's face. He drains his glass, hurls it into the fireplace where it smashes into pieces. Interior precinct room. Interrogator and the guard exit, slams the door. Cut to detective slides back in his seat with a smirk of satisfaction. So that's the short that I have to draw the characters for and somehow turn into a poster. And so yeah. I still have the submission to finish, so I think I'm going to turn the camera off because no one really wants to see me typing in, like my address into a submission form for Brighton. So I think I'm going to call it there for tonight. And thank you so much, Archimedes Cat, for joining me. I'm going to turn that off. And then this is my art. I'm also turning off, and I'm going to put on my credits. So thank you so much for watching me, and I'll see you guys in the future. Have a great one.